sounds incredibly annoying.
Listen.
No.
Hope it's not copyrighted and we're going to get sued.
Will you please turn it off?
I don't know why.
That is
we've
genuinely
talked about
surprising.
this many times. Why?
Why it suddenly decided to show up because we have no idea?
I don't even know that. I don't understand the fact that I don't think I have a way to set that.
I'm going to find it today, and I'm going to turn it off for you.
Okay.
I might disable the entire program.
Good morning. Welcome to the Todd and Erin morning stream at GetPartDaily.com.
We go now, of course, to the Morning Mountain Cam brought to you by Robert J. DeBry and Associates. Just a little bit of clouds today, but that's fine because it's going to be in the upper 80s. So we're finally into those summer-like temperatures that we have been hoping for. So I'm kind of excited, to be honest.
So our house for sale had a couple showings yesterday. Now,
this is, of course, when you race through the house and you hide anything that makes it look like anyone actually lives there. And also you can pretend that people really do believe that you make your bed every morning, which we all know is...
we don't.
Yeah.
So back when Erin and I, way back, we were selling a house. And we knew the neighbor really well. And so we would go around and sit on their patio furniture, which, strangely enough, was right up against the fence.
So we could spy.
Well, no, not at first, but then we found it so interesting because the people would come out of the house, and, you know, around the realtor, they're like, well, you know, I think they're talking to each other. Well, I really like the kitchen a lot, and, you know, whatever. When they get outside, they just lose it. And they're like, what were they thinking about those curtains? And they were like, oh, the bathroom is so good. We really want this house.
We should bid on this.
I want this
but
house.
not as much as they want.
So you're just you're like 6 feet away. Just it's just funny.
I've always been dying to like secretly tape the inside of the house when people are in there, and I don't think that's even legal. But don't you want to know what people are really saying about your house? Really?
Erin took offense. I think it was the curtains or carpeting. She took like she was going to go over the fence and go after him, you know? All right, so Erin, what happened yesterday, Erin thinks is wrong. So I went into my garage because we had that thing with the sink, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And so I went in, I got my tool bucket, right? Mm-hmm. And you know how I dress. I'm like always casual, borderline homeless.
We used to call it homeless chic when we were in radio, and now that we're film it makes
people have offered me money, and I took it. So I'm going through the kitchen from the side door, got my bucket of tools. The realtor comes in, not our realtor, the realtor showing the house. I can't believe
you had the nerve to do handyman Todd.
And so he went, oh, hi. And I was about to go, and he goes, oh, you're fixing stuff? You know what? Just keep going. We're okay. And right at that moment, I had that, do I stay?
You have no morals.
Or do I go? So I stayed. And I went upstairs, and I was in the master bathroom, and I was working underneath the P-trap, and stuff was leaking underneath the sink. So I got my head under there and stuff, and no butt crack going, because I'm not a professional plumber. And they're talking. And they're talking about the kitchen. They're up in the master now. The sales agent is downstairs waiting, right? So they're up alone in our bedroom. And our bedroom's kind of cool because it has a fireplace in it because the house was built in 1925. And so all I'm going to say is they had some elaborate plans if they bought that house.
You didn't tell me this part.
In our bedroom. And for some reason...
As long as they weren't planning to do it during the visit, I don't care what the plans were.
No, it was elaborate. It was for some
How
reason.
How elaborate was this?
They were going to have to rest at one point.
Get those people out of my house!
For some reason, I'm just the hired help, and so they didn't mind. They were talking.
You were invisible. You were handyman Todd.
Yeah, and I'm underneath dying. And lucky my head was underneath the sink. But it was like, and the walk-in shower wasn't going to be untouched either.
I'm going to go home and spray the entire room with bleach. Because even from the conversation, I'm beginning to feel a little dirty.
I think if we just throw in a jar of massage oil, we're going to have a sale.
That house is sold?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you think it was wrong that I stayed?
Oh, not...
I thought it was hilarious.
Morally, pretending that I'm a moral person, which we all know I'm not, I would say, no, that's wrong. As your wife and the co-owner of this house, I'm dying to hear the gossip. Of course you should have stayed. I'm very proud of you.
So amazing. And they were just saucy. Grr.
They were kind of an older couple, weren't they?
Evidently not.
Well, that
Old
makes
enough.
that makes me even prouder of them.
Not if you heard what I heard. Okay.
They can't come in the house anymore. They can't come in the house anymore. I don't care who they are.
Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah.
Now, we've interviewed her before, and of course, she's very saucy. Got her start during the Seinfeld era of his show. And she's really harsh. I mean, she ridicules and skewers celebrities, and
She's known for that.
she's very intelligent. She had, on E! Entertainment, she had a reality show for a long time.
She tours constantly.
Yeah, she's
doing her
been here
stand-up.
in Utah a lot.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, she held up a mask that looked like Donald Trump's head and covered it in blood.
So, you know, you
Not the
really,
best joke.
You don't hold up a picture of the severed
president.
head of a president covered in blood. That is not a wise choice. And actually, she
Vice
was...
President, fair game.
Sure, whatever. But no, she was actually investigated by the Secret Service, and she had to undergo an interview because
Right.
there's a 3-level threat
Right.
on any threat against the president. And she was level 1, which is basically, offensive imagery or offensive statements that are without real intent but are nonetheless of a threatening nature. So I mean, holding the severed head of a president would indicate this is a threatening thing.
So CNN let her go. She's not going to do the New Year's Eve deal.
But there's also a sad Utah note that Daisy will tell us about later. It gets worse.
And it has to do
It gets
with...
worse for Kathy.
So she made this big appeal, and she said, I'm sorry, and here she is doing that. And
she did it without makeup to show she was really serious. And that's when you know a girl is serious, when she doesn't have the mascara.
She had some cancellations on her show schedule, and but nothing. You know what's going to happen is that all the liberal venues are going to hire her now. It'll make up for the...
Well, and it's everything she was looking for. She's been kind of flagging recently. She hasn't had a lot of press coverage, and now, of course, she's getting tons of press coverage.
So,
I don't find that a particularly appealing way to do it. But
she'll survive. Trump will survive. Everyone's okay.
Yeah, it's just sort of seedy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Cafe
all right.
time.
Nice circular.
Is that...
Yeah,
Cafe,
goes
you see
back.
that
That's really
happen?
good.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we should just go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom, brought to you by Columbus Travel. At columbusvacations.com, you can find unbelievable deals on last-minute opportunities for flights, airfare, which are kind of the same thing, hotels, and... of course, cruises. ColumbusVacations.com. Also by our dear friend March at Executive Transportation with his fleet of sweet Escalades. I'm talking airport rides or a fabulous evening out at ExecutiveUtah.com. And then also our dear friends at All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. If you don't have something broken that you're trying to turn on now to beat the heat, you will. It's a good time to check in with John at AllUtahPlumbing.com. Daisy, what's going on today?
Good morning, Todd and Erin. Happy Thursday, everyone. Here's what's making headlines on GephartDaily.com. The Department of Justice has announced the indictment of 6 Utahns believed to have run an international drug distribution ring that used fentanyl in place of prescription-type drugs. Fentanyl and synthetic opioid is 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine. Officials say the leader of the ring lived in Cottonwood Heights, where police found pill presses, drug supplies, and bags that contained more than $1.5 million in cash. West Jordan police officials are questioning a person of interest in the case of a man found shot multiple times and left in a neighborhood near the Jordan Landing shopping area. The victim was found shot multiple times in the torso and was taken to the hospital in critical but stable condition. 2 West Jordan elementary schools were put on lockout during the initial search for suspects. And Utah's own Squatty Potty, a company that makes poop-enabling toilet stalls, has dumped Kathy Griffin from its ad campaign after a photo surfaced of the comic holding a prop version of President Donald Trump's bloody severed head. In a Facebook post about Griffin's photo, Squatty Potty's CEO Bobby Edwards said, "It was deeply inappropriate. We have acted swiftly and decisively to demonstrate our commitment to a culture of decency, civility, and tolerance," Edwards said on the company's Facebook page, which is topped by an image of a flatulent unicorn releasing a gaseous rainbow. We continue the march to Hades as temperatures are a good 10 degrees above normal. Today's highs will be in the upper 80s with a minor 2-degree drop on Friday and low to mid 90s for the weekend. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and more headlines 24/7 on GebhardtDaily.com.
Thank you, Daisy. Okay, the big thank you. This is where we always want to express our gratitude for the fact that you've actually followed us to the morning stream, and
Man,
we really
it
love
is.
you for that.
Thank you.
That was nice. It was good. Christopher's Steakhouse, we have dinner for 4, and then we also have executive transportation. They come and pick you up. They drive you around. They take you home. So it makes it that perfect, effortless night out where you can just sit and enjoy yourself. Now, this is the time to enter.
How do you enter?
Why, Todd, I'll tell you. You go to any one of our Facebook pages. That would be the Gebhardt Daily, Gebhardt Approved, or the Todd and Erin page. Just like the page, comment on the show today, and then share. And we're drawing another winner tomorrow, so this is the perfect time to enter. And then you could be driven by March to Christopher's, having an amazing evening, and you totally deserve it.
The other day, I had to drive down to Christopher's. This is the worst part of my day.
Oh, is this when you picked up the gift cards and you came home with that look on your face?
I went in and I parked, and then you walk in, and it's just like, there's steak here. And then you look in, and the dining room's all set up and ready, and it's like early, it was like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and it was like not serving yet, and it smelled really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the waiters and waitresses or servers were all walking around, crisp-looking outfits. It was still smelling good. And then I had to leave.
Did you see the ribeye before you left? The ribeye is
No.
always the thing I wait for. I know their fillets are very popular,
Kept
but
me
the
out of the
ribeye,
kitchen, evidently.
the ribeye is really, yeah, the ribeye's, it's, yeah.
Speaking
that.
of cooking, see how we did that?
That was really smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
Okay.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. I crave it fortnightly.
They're
Thank you. I
craving their 11 herbs and spices.
I crave it. Yeah, I married an axe murderer is the reference. There it is.
Yes,
How
always
many
delicious.
how many spices? are the
11
secret?
herbs and spices.
That's right. 11.
11.
Here's the list of them right now.
No way. Don't violate their privacy. No, no,
I didn't
no.
do it. I didn't steal this. I did not steal this.
It will never
one
be
of
the same.
Snot-nosed little grandkids did.
Really? One of the KFC, children did?
Oh, my
Really?
understanding was that the people who knew what this was, they weren't allowed to fly on the same plane.
No way.
No, I just made that up.
Oh, okay. I was
But they
impressed,
always said that about Coca-Cola. And they said, no, never fly together in case one guy dies, the other person still has a secret.
Yeah, the secret recipe lives on.
Okay. So, so the nephew spills the beans on this because he used to mix the dry mixture.
Why did he do that?
You want to know what it is?
Yeah, kind of. All right,
Let's go to the list.
hit me.
Celery salt. A little different. Dried mustard. A little different. Ground ginger. Didn't see that one coming. We
I
got
never tasted
paprika, ground ginger, basil. We have salt, thyme, oregano, black
Sure,
pepper.
Sure.
And then it gives you the instructions. Oh, by the way.
Yeah, I was wondering about the combination.
One of the ingredients that does stand out that they claim was a big part of this was the white pepper, because no one used white
What's
pepper.
the difference between white pepper and black pepper?
The color. And there is
Well, there you go.
no, there's a taste difference, and it wasn't very popular back then, nor is it still now.
Yeah, early
for the most
1900s.
part. And so,
Yeah.
and then they tell you how to cook it. What's the fun of this?
Okay.
I think the nephew needs to be slapped around, because I don't think I wanted to know. And I'm sorry, I should have said spoiler alert at the top of this. I just don't think it's right. Mm-hmm. I don't think I wanted to know.
I feel a little violated. I don't know. All right, how about you tell me something good?
Please.
Maybe we can cleanse the palate.
I really want chicken right now.
I think anyone who's ever lived in a dorm in college knows that it's basically it's like those first couple of years where you're giddy with your freedom, and so everybody's being stupid, and there's things happening all the time, and you're never going to get any sleep if you live in a dorm. This is kind of the way it is. But these are two guys who I think are rather amazing. They're juniors at Dordt College in Sioux Center, Iowa. And last month, the students made a bet based on a game.
Oh, look
and
at
the
'em.
loser of the bet would have to knock on all 700 campus dorm rooms and ask for a quarter from each student. So this is Jesse Richards and Mike Schuessler. when Richards lost the game, he goes, all right, that's fine. You know what? And he was trying to think, what would I do with all the quarters? And he goes,
Right.
well, maybe I could pay off a traffic ticket. So
Right.
he started getting involved, and he was looking through it, and he was just about to go when he noticed something on his Twitter feed, and it was Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller has the Love Army for the Somalia campaign, which is wonderful because Somalia is it's such a brutal portion of the African continent right now, and there's so much warfare and such a miserable place, needs so much help. And he's raised millions of this through pressuring all of his media friends, which is as he should be.
Which is what you do.
Exactly. So when Richard saw this, he went, well, that's really cool. So he started knocking on the doors, and they would say, well, what are you going to do with the money? And he said, well, I'm supposed to ask you for a quarter. And he said, but I really want to do the Love Army for Somalia. And every single person he talked to, he said there was not one person who said no.
Really?
And he said that there were a couple that were so broke that they actually went and they were like collecting pennies
Right.
and borrowing from roommates. But everybody donated, and everybody donated more than just the quarter. And when he finally got back to the dorm and he added everything up, he had over $2,500. So he went, well, this is cool because, when you're in college, $2,500 is a lot of money. That's pretty cool. So he posted it and made a little 2-minute video of all of the donations and
Right.
everything he'd done. And he posted it on Twitter. He hashtagged it for the Love Army. Ben Stiller saw it, put it up on his website.
Oh, fun.
And he actually gave him a call and said, that was amazing that you did that. He said, do you have any challenges you want to do? So Jesse went, yeah. Every other junior should be knocking on dorm room doors in every single college, and let's see what we can do. So far, they've raised over $1.5 million
What?
through all the college dorm knocks. So yes, if you get a knock on your dorm room and you don't answer, at least with a $1 bill, you are a bad person.
Can we go back
700 freaking doors. Can you imagine?
Can we go back to the picture just for a second?
Yeah.
Because there is a benefit here. Somalia, they get help. Okay.
He gets to meet cute girls.
Exactly. And
You
it's
remember
like,
in your college
no,
years,
it's just
aren't
like, yes, hello, hi. I'm first of all, my name is Ben, and I'm collecting money. What are you collecting money for? Charity.
Children in Somalia. And yes,
all I'm saying.
I'm sorry, I as the girl would have to go, you
Oh.
are so cute.
Yes, so cute.
Would you like to come in? I'm going to find all my money and get you a cookie. Come on in. Yeah, totally. No,
It's a win-win.
It's a slam dunk. You can't argue
It is
that
a
one.
win-win.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
All right, so coming up, you guys are going to tell us, you and Daisy.
All about the good weekend stuff. But first, all Utah plumbing, heating, and air. Because if there were ever a time to call this guy,
Right.
we're hitting 90 again this weekend.
My neighbors had to go talk to him yesterday because he's got all these big brown spots. You're not supposed to have brown spots in your yard this early. Evidently, he's got a couple of sprinkler heads that are out. So I gave him John's number, all Utah plumbing, heating, and air. And he came over with his crew, whipped through it, took care of it. They were gone before my friend even got home. And it was just like, they're pretty quick. And I said, yeah. And what's cool is you're only going to have to fix it once. Now stop running them over with your car. That's what you need to do. And that's what he did, too. AllUtahPlumbing.com. Give them a call, 801-652-4755. Now coming up next, huge weekend.
I know, tons of free stuff, tons of cool stuff, and a special Daisy shout out.
And that's coming up next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. And also by Columbus Travel. If you go to columbusvacations.com, you can sign up for a weekly newsletter that always has great last-minute deals on hotels, airfare, cruises, and more. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com? I know, isn't that gorgeous? Robert J. DeBry and Associates Morning Mountain Cam. Have you noticed they've changed the angle slightly so you can't really see all of the fake animals on the green anymore?
No, that's a bit sad.
I know, because
isn't
I
it?
always liked the wolf. Zoe was convinced it was real.
Oh my gosh. I walk down there every day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Just realized something.
Yeah.
As she was coming in, I was going out. Mm-hmm. We have some synchronicity going this morning in fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Fashion is not usually a word we attribute to you, although Daisy all the time. So
Shall we?
Fashion synchronicity.
All right, here we go.
Everyone.
Show them
Okay.
your pants.
Okay.
All right.
Look,
I'm not-
well,
she's so-
I was going to
Make her
just
stand on the chair.
Here,
or
stand on the
something.
chair.
Shall I? Oh
Yeah, I'll
God, this
hold
could go
Yeah.
so wrong. Okay.
Never Look how cute
Look.
they are.
Look. So they're Queen of Hearts. Jay got these for me. Can you see them?
Is that for your birthday?
Yes.
Ta-da.
Those are adorable.
Nice.
Oh my
That's a
god.
Oh, my God,
That's a
perfect.
perfect angle. I know, right?
Yeah, I was a model in another life.
I think so,
Right.
darling.
But then did you show?
Okay, may I?
Yeah. Todd was a model in this life.
That's right. Just my shirts.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Really? Look. I actually have to
See?
tell you, I think that is the shirt that was so hideous. We got kicked out of the Bellagio pit area.
Oh, was it that one?
The pit boss said it was too hideous to wear.
I like to wear this shirt when I'm losing money. All right. Sorry, guys.
That was nice.
Next time we'll send you an email, Erin, so
Okay.
you can play.
Thank you. I know I felt bad. You two called each other last night, like junior high school, and decide what you're going to wear.
we did, but I think you
Totally.
were asleep, and
That
Todd
could be
was going
why.
to tell you,
Fine, that's fine, whatever.
and then you thought it was all a bad dream, so you were like, "I'm not going to wear it."
Although those are the most
They're
adorable
good,
leggings
aren't
ever.
they?
Aren't they?
And Iconoclad, which you were saying that you really like.
Yeah, if you've never been to Iconoclad, downtown Salt Lake City, just really cool, funky stuff. They're not paying us for this. I wish they would, because it would be nice to get something free from there. It's just, we
The
like
thing
them.
that's cool though about that store is that you can take stuff that you've worn. It's usually kind of trendy stuff, and then they will give you a credit for it.
I've sold corsets there.
Oh, have you? Oh, amazing.
Yes. So yeah, as a matter of fact, I've got a credit. We should go down and see if there's more
Yeah,
leggings.
and then there's some new stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I think Jay went and sold some stuff, and then he got me these leggings, and then he brought them to England for my birthday.
See, this is a man you know who loves you when he like gets leggings in advance and then hides them
yeah.
long enough for your birthday. Todd would never remember that. He'd be like, "Here, take them." I'd be like, thanks."
Yeah, I was impressed.
Now, speaking of England, this is just to educate people. This is the 50th anniversary of the release of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band,
Yeah.
the album from the Beatles here in America. Explain the connection with you and your family in case people don't know about it, because it's so cool.
Yeah, well, the anniversary is today here in America. It was released on June 1st, 1967. And in England, it was released on May 26th, 1967. And my parents are the co-designers of that album cover.
Which I know is like the most celebrated album cover, probably, certainly of that decade, if not, forever, but definitely the most popular of the Beatles, which is kind of like a cool thing.
Yeah, and they got £200 to split for
You're
it.
kidding, that was it?
Yeah. So £100 each. It's actually quite a lot. Well, I suppose comparatively.
No,
it's
not really.
Um,
Is it true that John Lennon wanted them to include Hitler in those pictures?
yes.
How'd your mom talk about that one?
The Beatles were asked to pick different people to feature on the cover, and John's two people, I believe, were Hitler and Jesus.
Okay,
And
there's a combination.
And I think, it's just like, well, maybe Hitler, kind of.
That's so funny. Speaking of your mom, she actually is here now, and she is one of the directors down at the Leonardo.
She is.
In downtown Salt Lake
She
City.
is, yeah. She's creative director. And the thing that's funny in the last little while is, she's been doing interviews, because there's quite a lot of interest
Yeah, it's
in
cool.
it being 50 years. She's been doing lots of interviews. Yesterday she did Canada in the morning, Venezuela in the afternoon, another one in the evening. And by the same token, quite a lot of people have very sweetly been sending me
Hey Daisy, your folks did that
Yeah.
thing, and so I bet you've got every possible permutation.
Lots of articles. But this, can you see what this is?
That's a cake?
It's a cake.
Are those like fondant? That's like marzipan or like fondant people. They did all of the people on the cover.
Yes. And a friend of mine in England who is a cake maker sent me this yesterday and said a friend of hers took weeks to make all the little people out of sugar.
How could you have done that?
And I was like, okay, that is cool. That is cool.
That pretty much blows Pinterest right out of the water. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
That's
who
amazing.
does that? My gosh.
That's incredible. If you want to taste this, by the way, your mother has actually done a mural here in Salt Lake City that's very reminiscent of that era.
Yeah, she's actually she's worked on a couple. The first one is the SLC Pepper, which is the one down by the gateway. That was her first reimagining, because her thought is that, for example, the gender imbalance is quite severe on Sgt. Pepper. And so she reimagined with a group of people and did the SLC Pepper. And then what she did was a mural called the Woman's Mural, which is it shows in different places. There's a exhibition at the Leo at the moment called Women, and that one is all women.
It's beautiful. As a matter of fact, we saw just yesterday. It was incredible.
Yeah. And we took the panels to Washington D.C. for the Women's March, and so that's super cool. So in a way, Sgt. Pepper is living on and transmogrifying into different things,
I absolutely love that.
which is really cool.
And and secretly they would absolutely love too. They're just like, because it lives on in so many different incarnations that of course the band would have to be happy about that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's good to keep reinventing things.
200
isn't
pounds. I'm still back on the 200 pounds for like the most celebrated album cover art in like whenever.
Yeah, and I think it was 2 weeks of assemblage, because obviously it's not. It was a set.
It was pretty tricky.
It was, if you imagine this, they set it all up and then took a photograph of it rather than, now it would be just done on a computer.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a nice local note if you ever want to go by and see the SLC Pepper mural. It's really beautiful. It's 4th West and 3rd South, I believe.
Yeah, it's right like south of the Gateway and opposite the Rose establishment. So
I have to go take a picture and point to it like, I know them. All right, moving on to local stuff that's happening this weekend. You've got like a full plate. This is exciting.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because I keep thinking, there's going to be a weekend coming up that, there's not going to be much to do. Yeah. And Salt Lake's so great. There's always something to do. Pride.
Yes, I'm so excited. Pride weekend, always cool.
You can't knock Pride. It's amazing. That's a picture from, I think, the opening party. That's very cool.
Look at the gloves. You just don't see those anymore. Oh, and the parade.
And this is the parade. And
Second
the parade
biggest in Utah.
Oh, yeah. So fun. It's 10 to 12 on Sunday. It's quite a short route. It's 200 Southwest Temple to 400 East. I know this girl. So we've done, I think, 3 parades with the Derby girls. And you can see how much I love it. I'm there, like, throwing the sign of the devil or whatever that is, rock and roll. I think
that's rock and roll.
That's rock and roll.
Let's not get weird here, Daisy. You're too adorable for that.
That's the British gang sign.
You know what's really fun
there.
too, though, is going down to Library Square and the city county area, Washington Square, because they have so many different booths and all the music is amazing.
Yeah.
And there's this big kids section where there's all kinds of different things to do.
And the bands and DJs. So just locally this year, we've got Spasmatics.
They're hysterical. We interviewed them, introduced them last year. They're amazing. All the 80s music, fantastic.
So good. Minx, who are a duo, who are really good too. DJ Jesse Walker, which if you wanna dance and have a great time, he's amazing. Saliva Sisters.
You can't go wrong with the Saliva Sisters ever.
And then listen to this, National Talia Keys.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think she's ever been to Utah before.
No, I don't. And I was reading this list. I'm like, oh my gosh, you could spend all weekend there. And then the other thing that's quite cool, just lastly about Pride, is that I don't know if this is new for this year, but there's also a Pride dance tonight, 7 to 11, and it's for youth. So it's
cool.
kind of a kick-off, and it costs like $5, and it's a young person's dance party. I don't think they'll have gramophones there. Because we're so old.
You're so twisted. What is this about Tyler Bloomquist?
Oh, yeah.
Explain this.
So this is just another thoroughly cool thing. Tyler is a really, really good artist. Feist. Have you ever been to Feist?
I think so, yeah.
It's a very, very hip shop where when you go in, you think, I need those Nikes and I need those Adidas and all that. But Tyler is a very talented artist and graffiti artist as well.
I hate to say this. I know him mainly because those are all Pokestops here in Salt Lake City.
What does that mean?
Pokestops, if you play Pokemon Go, then if you go by some of his murals, they've been named as Pokestops so that you can flip it and you can get a bunch of little balls and icons and stuff. So
Oh,
that's pretty much how I track Tyler. Sorry.
Oh, that's very funny. That's hilarious. Yeah, this exhibition is through June 15th. That you can just basically go into the shop and the exhibition is in the shop. But the series is 14 portraits, 7 of civilians slain by police, 7 of police slain by civilians. So kind of heavy
Intense.
subject matter,
Yeah.
but the overall kind of idea of it is just the idea of sort of trying to get your head around these acts of violence in both directions.
Yeah, and it's an interesting level of balance too, because he's trying to show that there's enormous loss either way.
Either way,
Yeah.
exactly.
And the grief and the violence, and that's tough to watch, but I think that's got to be pretty inspiring in certain ways.
It's a good show, and like I said, that is through June 15th, and the Feist is open about 11 till 8 every day, so you can just go in there, do a little bit of shopping, have a look at the pictures, and that's also where so many cool murals. The big Virgin Mary mural.
Yeah. Oh, I love that
on
one.
Second South.
It's
so
gorgeous.
it's kind of like a little mini art walk anyway. You know.
If you know where the Gallivan Center is, it's basically just like 1 block east of that, so it's quite beautiful. Okay, and then maybe if you're in the mood for water, there's a wonderful free festival down at Utah Lake this weekend. Now that's going to start Friday and it runs through Sunday, but they've got free paddle boarding. They have there's skimmers that go over the ice during the winter down in Utah Lake, but they can also go over the water, and it's like the little airboats down in Florida, and so they're doing all kinds of free rides with that. They've got fishing competitions, they've got free fishing day for the kids, but there's all kinds of different free things that you can do down there. So if you've never been down there and you've never had a chance to go try it out, they're dotting around like 5 or 6 of the different marinas, and so it's really fun.
Doesn't that sound amazing?
I want to go paddleboarding. I have zero coordination, so I probably couldn't stay up, but I'd like to try.
Is paddleboarding when you... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am with you
My
there.
question was going to be, is paddleboarding when you stand up and paddle? Lucky I didn't say that out loud.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
that's for the best. Oh, 2 new movies coming out this weekend. I am so excited because, I love Marvel and I love DC Comics, but they don't have a lot of female heroes. And so finally, Wonder Woman is out, and it's amazing. This is going to be great.
Diana. Fighting does not make you a hero.
What if I promise to be careful? Just a shield then.
Diana.
No sharp edges.
Be careful of mankind, Diana. They do not deserve you.
You've told me this story.
This is going to be amazing. All right, already on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got 95% approval rate from the audience, and it's 92% from the critics. And usually critics are bitter old people who hate anyone who likes cool movies. So I'm so excited to see this. It's absolutely amazing. Chris Pine is the guy who lands on their island, and he's the first guy that she's seen. And thank God it's Chris Pine, because you got him instead of Danny DeVito. It's like bonus. Thank the good Lord. Now you know what guys look like. It's a high standard.
It's Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that really wouldn't work out the same way.
In the Speedo.
Really? Did you have to put that in my head? What's wrong with you? But they say that it's enormously funny, that it's really well done, and just fantastic satisfaction rate. And of course, this is set during World War II, so it's very old school. And they show her confusion of going into New York City. And this is a girl who, of course, has been raised on an island with other women going, it's supposed to be very funny, which is always nice to see. Now, for the kids, of course, and Zoe, my 6-year-old, has been waiting for this, so I'm sure we'll be seeing this as soon as it opens, is Captain Underpants.
What's happening? Wow.
When I snap my fingers, you will obey our every command. You are now the amazing Captain Underpants! Tra-la-la!
Yeah, I'll be seeing that tomorrow, Daisy. Probably more than once.
Erin's going to go 12 times in the next week
It's going to be great.
by herself.
Forget that, Zoe. It's just, yeah. But it is actually supposed to be very cute, and it's DreamWorks, so it's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
So
cool.
this is like an epic weekend of free and awesome stuff.
No sleep for us this weekend.
I'm afraid not. But yes, don't you feel like a little bit more like edified now that Daisy has talked about art? Because you're never going to get that from me. So at least you've given them some social education. All right, thank you so much, Daisy.
Thank you.
All
And
right.
happy weekend.
Happy weekend. All right, coming up next, you got to stick with us because we have got the 50 office phrases that you are never allowed to use again. Merit Medical. Why work for fast food wages when you can start at Merit for a whole lot more? Merit Medical. Great products, great people, a great company. Learn more at merit.com/careers. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. The Todd and Erin morning stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
Well, John is back from All Utah Plumbing, sir.
How's it going?
Very good, very good. I wanted to talk to you today because I noticed the forecast. It's hot.
It's getting hot. It's really picking up.
So everybody who calls you is going to be named Charlie today because it's last minute, right? Last minute Charlie. Tell us about what people need to do about that. I mean,
Okay, yeah. So all the things that we've been over.
right.
You know, it's time. Get the air conditioning serviced. It's really important. It'll typically pay for that. We're only charging $69. We come out. We fully tune it up, clean it up, like we've shown in the video.
Yeah, I mean, they took apart the outside unit and got it all clean and nice, so it had good ventilation and cooling capability.
Right.
And you could check the levels on it as far as refrigerant,
Yeah.
cold stuff, and and so do you find most of them are up to snuff, or what's the biggest usually problem that you're running into?
Yeah. The biggest problem is the cleanliness. You know, people haven't done it. I've got people that have been telling me it's been 3-4 years.
Right.
I've never, and I'm like,
Right.
So yeah, cleaning it is important, and we take it apart like we did at your place. Take it apart, clean it out with the hose, clean everything, check
Right.
all the components, the whole bit.
So
and,
if you go out and someone's got a dead unit, you can put a new one in.
oh yeah, if you really need a unit,
Right.
we'll put one in.
And they go in pretty, because they're outside of your house, you know, and they do tie into your furnace with the coils and stuff that you taught me about. Mm-hmm. But usually a replacement of a unit's pretty quick. I mean,
Pretty quick,
Right.
because of most units that are dying, the coil inside,
Right.
well, that's R22, and the new refrigerant's 410A. And
You wanna write
have
that
to
down.
Change them both.
You
Yes,
wanna write that down.
410A.
410, 411, whatever it takes, right?
So yeah, you change all that out. Of course,
Right.
you vacuum pump it. It's usually about a half day, sometimes a
Oh, there you
full
go.
day, but
There you
it's.
go.
I mean, it's quick. People are cold at the end.
So what else are we talking about
And
today?
then water heaters. It is now or Thanksgiving time, but now is a great time. You're handling your
Right.
air conditioner. Hey, let's get that water heater flushed out once a year.
And why now?
Flush
Because
it out.
they didn't. No one ever talked about this.
That's right.
And suddenly, like, what, 10 years ago? Am I pretty close? All of a sudden, everybody's saying, you should really flush out your water heater.
Right. Okay. Well, our water, we're using more of it
Right.
than everything else. So I wouldn't say extremely harder, but we have hard water.
Ours is.
Yeah.
We have hard water.
Well, you get the dry skin going.
Right.
At any rate, so softener's good to have, but it still needs flushed.
Now, what's in the bottom of it? What kind of stuff's coming out?
Calcium.
So white, that white.
Deposits, a little bit of the rust. Yep, you get that
Right.
stuff, and that's why it's a flush. You drain the whole thing down,
Right.
and then you turn it back on and let it rinse out and rinse out and
There you
rinse
go.
out.
And what's that going to do for longevity of the heater?
That can double the life.
Really?
That can double the life.
Well, that's crazy.
So, oh yeah. I mean, water heaters aren't inexpensive with our new code changes. You have to bring everything up to code.
Right.
It's got more money to handle it correctly.
And also, like expansion tanks, a lot of older homes don't have them.
Yep. So
and
you
that-
have to put it in.
And it's dangerous. And it makes it
Yes.
leak sometimes to that pressure release valve. So, yeah, I've learned some stuff from John.
Yeah.
So,
No, you're actually doing real good. You
Thanks.
got to come to work with me.
no,
you don't want to go to
You
work.
guys were. And plus, I don't have a big enough crack in the back.
That hurts. I'm wounded now.
I'm sorry.
You're right.
All right,
Yeah, then we got sprinklers.
Sprinklers, okay.
Let's get that yard. The little brown spots are going to start showing up.
Right.
All that. Most of the time, that's sometimes as simple as adjusting the clock.
Right.
making sure, but we do a full walkthrough, adjust, and then we can make suggestions
Right.
at that point of, okay, right here is an issue, or right over here, and we show you, but you adjust,
Right.
and then get the watering correctly. Technically, you're watering less,
Right.
because if you're watering really correctly, you can bring down the time,
Right.
and then water less, but it's more efficient, so you're saving money.
Right.
Slow the flow. I agree with that.
Everyone should, even with all this water going on. Doesn't last
Right.
forever.
That's exactly
All
right.
right.
So get it right, and you have a happy yard. You know, everyone wants to sit and have their barbecue.
This is true.
With looking at their green grass,
Right.
going, yeah.
Unless you have a dog.
You went there.
Oh, man.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. It's a constant thing.
But heck yeah.
All right.
Well, I appreciate it.
Oh,
I
no
wanted to
problem.
come in and see you guys, pop in. And
All Utah plumbing, heating, air, sprinkler. The list goes on. He's certified, licensed, the works.
the works.
All right, man.
Thanks.
All right.
Have a good one.
You're going to get out. I'm going to grab Erin because we got one more thing to talk to you about. All right, John, follow me. Erin, come on.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. And also by Columbus Travel. If you go to columbusvacations.com, you can sign up for a weekly newsletter that always has great last-minute deals on hotels, airfare, cruises, and more. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
It's the Todd and Erin morning stream at GephardtDaily.com.
That's a good jingle.
We need a jingle.
No, not
No,
really.
not
That's
really.
too over radio. Yeah,
that's-
never mind.
Yeah, that's bad. Crime fighters. What do we got?
Well, this is really irritating. Do you remember a couple of days ago we were talking about credit card skimming, where they put the little black things in, like at the gas station,
Right.
And you just stick in your debit card because you're not thinking, and then the skimmer encodes all your information, and they basically steal everything you ever own in your lifetime.
They used to do this with employees. Used to bring a unit down, and when they took your card, they went down. They'd swipe it twice, one in the real machine and one in theirs, and then so that was like the onset. And now they're actually taking units that look exactly the same,
And they can slip them in at
and they
extremely high
stick them
tech.
over
Yeah.
the other ones, and it takes all the information off. And what they're doing is they're cloning the cards. That magnetic strip, they've learned how to. Smart people have done that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And evidently, one person has done that.
Well, we need your crime-fighting instincts because this
kills
guy.
me.
I'm amazed at how happy he is about the whole
He's
thing.
getting money out of an ATM.
Well, this guy in particular, he's a suspect that they've been looking for. He's stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars from several different credit cards that he managed to. You're
Okay.
right, that he managed to clone.
All right, all
So
right.
this is what he looks like.
All right.
Weber County sheriffs would really like to get him.
Who again?
Weber County. So
Weber
if you
County.
think you know who this guy is, if you can contact Weber County, or you can even call 911. But they're definitely looking for
This
leads
is
on
so
this
funny,
guy
though.
because you know what, you
First
might
of
be
all-
the next credit card he's skimming. So
Can you go back to the first photo?
where he's so happy.
Yeah, because here's a gentleman who learned how to skim the information
Mm-hmm.
off of a card, make another card,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then take it and then go to an ATM and then put it in and extract money that
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't own. And yet, after all that analytical brilliance that he has, he doesn't wear a disguise.
Hi, Mom.
What?
It's me.
What is wrong with you?
It's
What-
Steve. Hi.
I mean, he's so smart in one way, and he's such an idiot in another way.
Well, hopefully that idiot part will help us catch him because, yeah, there's a lot of people out a ton of money. And if you've ever had identity theft, you know how long it takes to get all your money back. If you do.
I can't believe he should have worn a mustache and a nose with the glasses, or a chicken hat, or something. But you can just see him on his computer at home going, "Oh, this will do it," and take the magnetic thing and put it on the card. Makes it look right, and then he drives down. He walks up in front of a camera 3 feet away.
Hi. See, I got some dental work done the other day.
Criminals are just making it too easy, aren't they? Okay, I'm going to guarantee that this guy is caught by the end of the day.
I think so. once you get your mind to it, you're so good at this, and we've seen this many times before. So
And don't you always look at these pictures and see if it's a friend of yours?
take a good look. You think you know who it is?
Don't
Weaver
you?
County Sheriff's Department would really like to talk to you.
It's true, especially when
Stop laughing, Richard. You know this is probably one of your drinking buddies, so let's not even joke.
So especially when it's like a bad picture where it's a little unclear, they're wearing a little bit of a disguise coming out of like a 7-Eleven or something, and you're going, is that John?
That could be Kevin. I'm not
Funny.
sure.
Is there a reward? Because I'm turning his butt in.
All right, now 99.99% of the time when we're doing celebrity interviews, you always want them to look in their very best light, just because they're a performer and that's what you should do.
Right.
Every now and then, we get somebody who
Let me say it this way.
wants to throw a fit.
When we interview people like we've done Elton John before, we've done Paul McCartney, we've done Kevin Bacon, we've done so anyway, with tons of them, and those people
Tom Hanks, all
are
of the good ones.
always the nicest. Some people, they pick up the phone, they dial the phone themselves when they talk to you, and they are always polite. They're always on time.
It's one of the reasons they're in A-listers, because they have the discipline.
It's
that
amazing.
Like that.
It's the B-listers, C, D. It's the EFs that are just the most
It's like
temperamental, lazy, don't call, don't care, and every once in a while you get one of those. So we did.
And this comedian's going to be appearing in town, so of course we wanted to talk to him. And
Okay, so
apparently,
he's in California. We're in Utah.
apparently 10 a.m. is too early.
Time difference, and should we just roll it?
Very
Should-
ostentatious, rubbing his eyes.
Should
and
we
looking
show
like
him
he was
the-
in extreme pain, so I was just a little
Are we
concerned, and
gonna
I said,
show
"Are you okay?"
The hissy fit.
Let's show him.
Go ahead.
Dude, are you okay? Do you want to do this later? Your poor
You talking to
eyeballs.
me?
Uh-huh.
Me?
All right, let's go.
Yeah, we're just worried
You're
about you.
asking
You're
if
rubbing
I'm-
your eyes. You look so tired.
Well, yeah, I'm extremely tired. I'm a comedian. I'm in LA. I tried to move this back 1,000 times from 8:30. You guys weren't having it. So yeah, I mean, I still did what I did. I was with Dave Attell and Jeff Ross until 5:30 a.m. last night eating at a diner because I'm just a comedian. So do I want to do
Oh,
it
wait,
later?
let's-
Yes.
let's-
But when we asked 10 times, my manager that I asked 10 times, when I asked them, they said that you couldn't do it later. But it's okay if it's
Okay.
if it's I mean, I could do it now as well. I mean, I'm right here.
All right, let's just
But
do
if
it.
you want to do it later, I'll do it later. But if it's my eye that seems to be throwing it off, then let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
Yeah, so, all right. Tony Hincliffe's going to be here. And,
No, I want to laugh some more. So it's funny. He writes all this material, big material for roasts
for
and
Comedy
stuff.
Central roasts, and so
Right.
he's done 1 million of them. So technically, that really counts as his. But in any case, here's the real interview
Here he is.
with Tony.
For real. Yeah.
Your weekly podcast is called Kill Tony. That seems unwise for a title, Tony. It really does.
Yeah, I thought about it 4 years ago when we started the show, and I never thought anyone would actually want to kill me. But I think lately it's evolved a little bit, and unfortunately, we've had some crazy situations lately. One of my buddies on the show got attacked by a comedian on mushrooms in Austin, Texas a couple weeks ago, which was really, really, really interesting. A part of that show is I pull names out of a bucket, and whoever I pull out of a bucket randomly gets to be on stage. Like, people sign up before the show.
Right.
So really anybody can sign up. Sometimes it's a comedian, sometimes it's a complete lunatic. So you never know what's going to happen on that show. So it has gotten more dangerous. It's evolved into a more dangerous show.
Now, you're known, actually, say this honestly, you're notorious for material for some of the Comedy Central roasts. And you have basically skewered everybody from Justin Bieber to Rob Lowe. So the question really is, Tony, if people were roasting you, what would they be saying?
My guess is I've been roasted a couple times, and what it normally seems to be is people seem to think that I'm gay. They really want me to be gay. All the jokes are about me being in the closet, what I look like, how well I dress. But there seems to be something about me where I set off people's gaydars. I have jokes about that in my own thing, but they tend to get me good on those roasts on that subject matter.
It's one thing to write for other comedians, but when you're writing for somebody else, like Martha Stewart, that's got to take a really special talent.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Well, I'm always stuck writing for myself, so that's a full-time job at the level in which I perform pretty much every single night of the year.
Wow.
So to get the opportunity to escape my brain and get to crawl into another, it's like roasting the video game. When you get to write for somebody else, you get to like play a different controller. You get to play sort of in someone else's body and make the jokes that I don't get to make, and I really have a fun imagination where I get to picture it, and that's one of my favorite things. I've written for, so many different people on the roast, and especially the more different they are from me, the more fun it is. Writing for Martha Stewart was fun.
All right, you're coming to Salt Lake City June 2nd and 3rd at Wise Guys, and that's downtown. And if you want more tickets, go to wiseguyscomedy.com for that. Tony, we can't wait to see you.
I love you guys so much. I'll wake up at 8:30 anytime for you.
Bye, Tony.
Bye-bye.
I don't think he loves us that much anymore.
We learned something a long time ago in radio, when we were doing radio, which was if you have somebody coming in to the studio for an interview, or you have someone on the phone, the moment that that person enters the room or is on the other line, is you record. You just start recording, because a lot of the fun stuff, it's a lot of the different stuff starts right then when you say hi, how are you, and like when Dwayne Johnson came in and
The Rock
and Erin just like, ugh. That was funny.
Yeah.
All right, so
that was really nice.
children.
He has beautiful skin.
We're not going to go over this again,
The Rock
are
has
we?
beautiful, beautiful skin. And he was really sweet. He tried to look at me and go, well, yeah, I exfoliate. And I'm like, no, you're really beautiful. You're really... Yeah, that was like the saddest non-professional moment ever.
In our studio, we have this window in the door. It's a big soundproof door. It's about this tall and about this wide. And I have no idea, but did you know you can fit 15 women's faces in that size of a window? They're just stacked.
And they were all happy to do it. All right, finishing up for today. This is pretty cool. You know, there's a lot of different ways to raise money for charities that you care about. And for us, Primary Children's Hospital is like a slam dunk. They were the first people to take care of me back when I was 3 years old. And my father was in you know, I can't remember which doctorate he was going for, but anyway, we were all broke.
Right.
And they took care of the tumor in my stomach
Right.
for free because of how they raise money to help people. They've helped our kids. I think both of our boys have been in there on their birthday enough times really now that they should probably have their own wing.
Surprise!
Yeah, so anything you do for the Primary Children's is got to be epic. But there
Now,
were two girls.
There's a lot of different ways to do it. Like you said, at cash registers at a lot of supermarkets, they said, would you like to do $1 for, whatever. But the two girls in the Avenues.
This is the Sixth Avenue Smiths, and they're picking their own individual way to raise money. So if you do happen to see these girls at a grocery store near you, will you drop a couple of bucks in their basket, please? Because this is epic.
And they are actually tugging at your heartstrings. You'll see why. You guys have a great day. Todd and Erin Morning Stream. GetPartDaily.com. Check these girls out.
Honestly, the feeling you can put into the pieces and how you can change them in your own way, yet still play it how the composer wants you to. I feel proud of myself that I brought the courage to do this and to make money for a cause.
I thought it was going to be really scary, but it's not even that bad. Like, it just makes you feel really good.